Pokemon Horizons Episode 9, Arrival in Paldea just aired, let's talk about it. The episode begins with the brave Asagi approaching the Paldea region, and everyone is excited to embark on this new adventure. We then have a funny moment of Dot and Quaxly smelling their Nidothing costume, which somehow stinks so bad. I'd say it probably comes from her sweating while giving those YouTuber performances. I know exactly what that's like. Anyways, Liko watches over the lands of her home region, and then the opening begins. It's pretty much the same opening as before, but Dot is finally added in the final scene. They place her behind Quaxly, so they really were just trolling us all of this time with Ludlow, and I kinda figured that. The gang is gathered in the dining area with the morning breakfast, and it's nice to see Orla and Mollie rocking their new outfits. It really suits them. They say how they're sad to see Liko go and tell Friede to do his best to return her safely. If you remember, the Rising Voltaclers were sent on a mission to retrieve Liko and bring her back to her parents' house. Friede and Liko step off the plane, but Roy wants to join them and explore the region for himself. Friede doesn't like the idea, but after Liko says that he's free to join, Friede happily agrees as well. The trio enter Mesa Rosa as Roy excitedly starts wandering around, until suddenly a man with a Cyclizar is about to hit them, but good thing they're able to evade each other. Roy apologizes and the man tells him to be careful next time and drives away. They then tour around the area and go window shopping and eat some of Paldea's delicious food. It was nice to see the slice of life moment as it really gave their characters some oomph, and it also made for some very good world building. It was so nice to see people in the background just living their lives, and also that they remember that Sprigatito loves matcha. I'm sure that's gonna come into play later. Liko mentions how her mom might still be busy at work, but her dad should be home. With that, Friede leads the way to take Liko back to her parents, but this makes Liko feel a little bit sad and bothered as she starts reflecting on how protecting her from the explorers was the reason why she met the Rising Voltaclers in the first place. Back at the ship, Dot hangs her Nidothing costume to dry, and she engages in a conversation with Ludlow, who's lying on the couch inside. Ludlow basically is trying to slowly get Dot to leave her shell, which he's kind of metaphorically doing by hanging her costume out to dry anyways. Liko, Roy, and Friede walk closer and closer to Liko's house, but she's deep in thought, not knowing what to do. They eventually reach her house, and their pet Friede greets them with open arms. The cute puppy instantly makes friends with Fuecoco, but Sprigatito doesn't seem to like it, probably feeling a little bit jealous. We get the cutest scene I've ever seen when Friede jumps into Fuecoco's arms. It was really just so wholesome. Then we see Liko's dad, so joyfully welcoming his beloved daughter back to her home. It's funny how for Ash we got his mom but never his dad, and now with Liko all the genders are reversed. But Liko disrupts this cute moment and stops her dad from hugging her. Her dad's name is Alex, and it's totally not Ash Ketchum, I swear. Alex is a Pokemon artist, and he displays his masterpieces around the house, which piqued the interest of Roy and Friede. In a low-key funny moment, Roy mentions how he's part of the Rising Voltaclers, and so is Liko, which confuses her dad, but before he can ask any questions, Friede quickly changes the subject to try to keep that part hidden. Liko walks to her room until she notices that Sprigatito is no longer with her. She notices that it's on the rooftop, but it runs away, so she exits the house through the window and starts eavesdropping on Friede and Alex. Alex mentions how he has been very worried about Liko and her now living in school alone, which surprises Leo seeing as she didn't know her dad thought that way. We even see Friede helping Alex in his art, which was super nice. As Liko tries to sneak away, Liko accidentally bumps on the window and makes it sound loud enough for them to notice, but she pretends that she's just searching for Sprigatito, which she kinda actually was. Liko eventually gets a sniff of Sprigatito's scent and finds it on top of a cupboard. Liko soon tells her father that she wants to go back to the brave Asagi for the night and travel with them, and the reason is that her mom is always not home and her dad is always so busy. She tries putting Sprigatito back into its Pokeball, but it refuses. Liko then says they're leaving tomorrow as she, Roy, and Friede head back to the ship and spend the night there. Liko decides to leave Sprigatito at the house, seeing as it's being rebellious and she doesn't know what's wrong with her partner Pokemon. The good thing that came out of it is that Sprigatito and Friede became friends, and they gave us another completely adorable scene. The next morning, Liko awakens to a cute drawing that's left outside her room, probably by Dot. She then heads out and talks with Roy on the hallway. Roy mentions how he noticed that Sprigatito started acting weirdly after Friede greeted her and started playing with Fuecoco. It's amazing to see how Roy is always the one who's able to pick up on all the cues that Pokemon make, while Liko's in general the smarter one on the non-Pokemon side of things. She thanks Dot on the way out and runs to her father's house, but as she looks back at the ship, she notices that Nidothing's costume is hanging on the rails, but she realizes that she must be seeing things and has no time for this as she has to go home, so she ignores it and continues dashing towards her dad and Sprigatito. Sprigatito is seen outside the house eagerly waiting for its trainer, as Liko makes a detour to the store and buys some coffee beans for her dad and a matcha cake for someone special. But after that, she's attacked by Lechonk, and it steals her coffee beans. Sprigatito senses that its trainer must be in danger, so it comes to her rescue and tackles Lechonk. After one quick attack, the wild piglet runs away, and Liko just won her first wild Pokemon battle. Friede fills in Alex with everything that Liko has done, and how she's really mature for her age, and how much she has grown before him, which this opens up Alex's eyes a lot. I love the big brother dynamic that Friede has over Liko a lot. You can constantly see him throughout this episode how he's hoping that she's going to stay with him, and you can always see that he does his best to give her the best advice possible. Liko arrives at home with the coffee beans and tells her dad that she's having so much fun with the friends that she's made in the Brave Asagi, and now she formally asks her dad to allow her to go on an adventure with the rising bull tacklers. Alex of course denies the request and the anime is over. Just kidding, of course he agrees, and now their adventure can truly begin. The Nidothing costume is finally dry and clean, and we get another video. This time Nidothing goes over the natures of Pokemon and how different natures affect Pokemon differently, which could completely change their styles in battle. Alex tells Liko to take some books to Roy because he enjoyed the books that he made, and he wants to give him a little gift. Alex then asks him what is it that Roy is looking for exactly, and Friede tells him about the shiny Rayquaza. Alex mentions that his friend in Artizone has seen a rare Pokemon recently, so they should go over there and ask him. This gets Liko and Friede fired up, and they fly back to the ship, now setting their eyes on their next destination. So this episode really gave us our first look at Liko's father, as well as her handling herself in her first wild Pokemon battle. It was a nice first look at the Paldea region, which we'll be seeing for the next few episodes at the very least. Paldea looked breathtakingly beautiful, and it was so nice to see Mesagoza and Naranja Academy come to life in the anime after playing Pokemon by them myself. I thought that it was really nice to see Liko standing her ground and telling her father her wish is to stay as part of the Rising Bull Tacklers and want to continue her research about the mystery of the pendant that her grandmother gave her. The best part of this episode was for sure the fact that we finally got to see the Paldea region come to life. With that being said, I'm going to be giving this episode a 7 out of 10. It's not my favorite episode thus far, but it's definitely not the worst that we've gotten either. Friede is going to be such a wonderful big brother to Liko and Roy, and I can't wait to see him further develop their skills and perhaps even see them one day surpass him. The first way that could happen is in Artisan City. The preview for the next episode shows us that Alex's friend is indeed Brassius, the gym leader there. It makes sense seeing as they're both artists, but in the preview we see that Liko and Roy are doing the gym challenge of finding the Sunflora. They aren't alone as we see that Nemona is right there alongside them. It looks like she's going to be there doing the gym challenge as well. I wonder if they're going to follow her game plot of her being a champion rank trainer who just decides to do new game and restart her adventure, or if she's going to be a rookie trainer going through the gym challenge for the first time. Something tells me that it's actually the former and she's going to retain her game story plot. Nemona looks absolutely wonderful in the Horizons art style, and I'm very much excited to see her in the anime. I do wonder what's the deal with everyone doing the gym challenge. Are both Liko and Roy going to challenge Brassius? We see that he is battling with his infamous Sudowoodo, but I think that it's going to be versus Nemona for some reason. I hope that we get to see both of them take on the gym, but I don't think they both will. I guess that's a good segue to the question of the day. Who do you think is going to challenge gyms across Paldea? Liko or Roy, or both? I think that it's going to be Liko personally, but I would love to see both of them do it honestly. Make sure to answer your question with the hashtag QOTD so I know you're a real one. And of course, if you made it this far into the video, I want to say that I truly appreciate you. With that being said, it's been your boy Luap, and I'm out.